Today we're unearthing a truly bizarre tale from the pages of military history. The epic and often absurd voyage of the Russian Baltic Fleet to Tsushima during the Russo-Japanese War. Let's press the subscribe button and set the scene. The year is 1904. In response to a stinging defeat from Japan, Russia hatches a plan of epic proportions, dispatching its Baltic fleet on a gargantuan 18,000-mile journey from the frosty waters of St. Petersburg all the way to the Pacific Ocean. But this was no ordinary voyage. It was a chronicle of outrageous mistakes and strange occurrences that would make you think that everybody on board was drunk all the time. The first mishap occurred just as the fleet was finding its sea legs. Encountering British trawlers in the North Sea, the jittery Russian sailors mistook these harmless fishermen for enemy combatants and opened fire. Yes, they really thought that small Japanese torpedo boats had traveled 18,000 miles to ambush them in the North Sea. The so-called Dogger Bank incident almost brought Britain into the war and forced the fleet to anchor at Vigo, Spain. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. With their nerves wound tight over possible Japanese attacks, the fleet found enemies everywhere. Birds, seals, even their own ships. Nothing was safe from the guns of the anxious sailors. Luckily, their accuracy was so horrible that they almost never hit anything. Then there was the extended layover in Madagascar. Stranded for months due to diplomatic complications, some sailors allegedly turned to local substances for a bit of recreational relief. Add to that their struggles with Madagascar's exotic wildlife, venomous snakes and spiders, and you have a scene straight out of a surreal nautical adventure. When the Navy eventually left Madagascar, then their ships were filled with various venomous animals whose crews had taken with them as pets. Allegedly, sailors also had bought a substantial quantity of cigarettes, which were unfortunately laced with opium. With the journey marred by mechanical difficulties, supplies dwindling and morale plummeting, it was the making of a farcical nightmare. The severity of discipline and questionable leadership only added more fuel to this chaotic fire. It's worth mentioning that amidst this chaos was the fleet's admiral Zinovy Rozhestvensky. A seasoned naval officer, Rozhestvensky had a Herculean task on his hands. Unfortunately, even his efforts could not steer this beleaguered voyage towards any semblance of order. But beyond the litany of these humorous blunders, the journey had a somber climax. In May 1905, the Russian fleet finally reached the Tsushima Strait. There, they were met by a well-prepared Japanese navy. The Battle of Tsushima that followed was a bloodbath. The Japanese fleet was ruthless. They decimated the Russian ships, sinking numerous vessels, capturing others and scattering what was left. It was a calamity that not only marked the end of Russia's naval supremacy, but also ignited the 1905 Russian Revolution. The voyage of the Russian Baltic Fleet, a series of farcical errors leading to a sobering reality of defeat, a sober reminder that even in absurdity, history has its moments of profound consequence. Thank you for watching.